Yeah.
How you say? Yes, yes. I was
Yeah.
looking at it. But this one is very clear. I think.
Yeah. Oh, halo
Halo.
Pak Ambia.
Ya, halo Pak Bosman, selamat malam
Masih selamat
semua.
malam Pak. Terima kasih.
Ya,
Pak,
ini dengan
perlu
Pak
saya
Bosman ya?
Iya, saya Bosman Pak.
Ya,
Salam kenal.
salam kenal Pak
Per-
Bosman.
Ya, perlu saya jadi interpreter atau enggak Pak? Kira-kira.
Coba lanjut aja dulu Pak, sebentar lanjut aja dulu.
Oke. Seperti Pak Ambia.
Berarti sorry, maaf ya ini sebelumnya berarti kita malamnya native ya?
Iya. Native
Baik.
maksudnya. Halo Pak.
Ya, bagaimana Pak? Saya dengar suara jelas. Suara saya terdengar jelas tidak Pak?
Terdengar Pak, terdengar. Ya. Kita bicara dalam bahasa Inggris atau gimana Pak?
Dalam Inggris boleh Pak? Silakan.
Ya, Pak Ambia, thank you so much for to be here with us. And as I explained briefly through WhatsApp message, we are a group of people from IHE Delft, and I'm Bosman Batubara.
Yeah.
I'm a case coordinator for Tongkol case in this module of water management and governance. And I will give time to all of the people, all of students here to introduce themselves shortly. Please, Anis, go.
Hello. My name is Muhammad Ramin Anis, and back home I was working as a civil engineer with Kabul municipality, and now we are in the water management and governance program at IHE Delft. We are
Ellen.
as a project of module. We are working on this community initiatives in the Kampung Tongkol.
I'm Helen Barbosa. I'm from Cape Verde Islands. I'm also in the same course doing water management and governance, and now we are working this project initiatives in Tongkol Camp.
Yes, please, Abibao.
Okay, my name is Abibao. I am from Ethiopia. I am also a student at IHE Delft. And now particularly we are doing an assignment on analysis of the community initiative on the particularly with Kampung Tongkol. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Pak Ambia, actually there are two other people, but looks like they will join us later. And Pak Ambia, please take time to introduce yourself too.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Bosman. Good evening, everybody. Now in Jakarta is 8 p.m. And is this live from Delft? Are you live from Delft?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the local? What is local time now in the Delft?
2 o'clock, 2 p.m., 2 in the evening.
Okay. Oh, 2 o'clock. Okay, 2 p.m.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, pardon me for the maybe of my background is not too clear for you because right now I'm finding a Wi-Fi in the nearest McDonald's. So please do give us some pardon. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
My name is
Ambia.
Yeah. My name is Ambia Kamil. You can call me Ambia. I am from the municipality of South Jakarta in the settlement department of North Jakarta, and one of our main purpose in the government is to take care of the community initiative. One of the place that we have been working on is Kampung Tongkol, as Mr. shared previously. It's held on 2018. Well, maybe that is all for me, a quick introduction. Maybe I can continue to Mr. Bosman. Mr. Bosman. Back to you, Mr. Bosman.
Yes, thank you, Pak Ambia. And Ain and Joseph, a brief introduction, please, yourself. Please.
My name is Ain. I'm from Bombay in India. And this is Joseph.
I'm Joseph from Zimbabwe.
We are students at IHE in Delft in the Netherlands, and we are studying a master's course in water management and governance. And we're meeting you as, I don't know if Bosman already introduced our project to you? Yes? Or should I introduce it?
Yeah.
briefly?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I have heard enough. Yeah.
Okay. So we were looking to understand from you what is the perspective of the government on the initiative that is going on in Kampung Tongkol, and how did your views change, or have you been a part of it from the start, or how do you see this?
Okay. So are we straight to the discussion, Mr. Bosman, or should I gather all the questions?
Yeah, just directly, Pak Ambia, you can respond directly to Ain's question.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Pardon me that I cannot remember your name one by one because this is our first initial meeting. But first of all, I would like to express my honor. It's been such an honor for me to represent our government, to have this class with all of the students, and especially Mr. Bosman to giving me this opportunity. So in regards to your question, back in the 2017, when our governor has been elected, Mr. Anies Rashid Baswedan, one of his campaign is he promised to put a big attention to the we call marginal people. Marginal people is sorry. Do you mind if I switch into this? I will switch into my Zoom in desktop because this is my cell phone is low battery. Pardon me. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I think it's more clearly now, right?
Yeah, more clear.
Okay, now I can see all of you all together. Previously, I'm using my cell phone and I cannot see one of you one by one, so pardon me. So, continuing what I said before, that our government has a commitment to give a big attention to the marginal people. What do you call kaum marginal, Mr. Bosman, in English?
Yes, marginalized people, urban poor.
Marginalized, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, urban poor. Urban poor is one of our terms in Jakarta, especially in Indonesia generally. So, as our governor has a very strong commitment, and then in the first year of 2018, there's a regulation that made by the governor. We call it, can you please translate SK Gubernur, Mr. Bosman? It's like a governor decree.
Yes. Gubernatorial decree, yeah.
The governor regulations to, it's a governor decree to focus on 21 kampung in one DKI Jakarta provincial. If you, I can share the decree, but it's written in Bahasa. Maybe Mr. Bosman can translate it to you. In the regulation, it is very, very clearly stated that the DKI Jakarta government, with all the stakeholders, we have mapping the needs to cater all of the problems in the kampung, in the urban poor, the community, the physical, the social, the economy. Mr. Governor has do a very holistic mapping, and then one of the stakeholder is my unit, the housing and settlement in North Jakarta. So one of my unit task is to make a design by community action plan. Well, if you see the Kampung Tongkol now, it is developed in two phases. The first phase in 2018, we make some kind of a study. So we hire one of the best consultants in Jakarta that has a very strong intention in strong intention in community development and also in designing the kampung. And then the output is we call the action plan. The action plan is divided into three spectrum: the physical, the social, and also the economical. And my unit focus on the physical. So we aim to upgrading all of the infrastructure, such as the sewerage and then the road, and then we give them lamp for the dark area at night, and then we give them a vertical garden, and then we do some beautification on the kampung, such as mural painting, like we paint the wall, and then we make the kampung to be more like vibrant and then livable. All of the intention is to make the quality of the living being is increased in the kampung. Actually, if you see the map, there are two other kampungs that related. Beside Kampung Tongkol, there's also Kampung Kerapu and Kampung Lodan. Maybe Mr. Bosman has already shown you the map,
Yes.
or the
Yes, we have seen. Yes.
area. Yeah. Maybe later I will discuss with Mr. Bosman personally why among all other kampungs we focus on Tongkol. But I think I can
We are looking
say,
at all three.
yeah.
See,
Oh, I see.
Tongkol, Lodan, Kerapu. Actually, we are looking Tongkol, Lodan, and Kerapu, Pak Ambia.
Oh, those three. Okay, good. Because it is in one section. I mean, it's in one area. I think it's a good choice. It's a good selection, because as you can see that it is not just only my unit that has been programmed there. We call it community action plan at the first year, as I mentioned before. In the 2019, we do the CIP that calls Collaborative Implementation Program. We call it CHIP. So in the first phase, we do a CAP, community action plan. The CAP result some kind of a study report, and then DED, design engineering detail or design drawing. And then in 2019, we do all the construction of the DED from the physical output of the community action plan. And what to be the collaborative is all the design is from the community. We, the government, we only facilitate them. And then we hire some of our best consultants to be the bridge from government to community. And me, myself, we regularly come to the kampung to do some consultation, public consultation, and do the checking whether all the planning section is going on track. So back to your question, Miss Ain, is it correct? Miss Ain?
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it all comes from a strong political will, if I can say. So a strong political will then comes with a strong regulation and very, very clear who doing what. So we have in that governor decree or the regulations that my unit is doing the design, is doing the study, and then my other stakeholders, they are doing their part, specifically regarding what do they have in their function. We have more than 40 stakeholders in DKI Jakarta government, starting from health, from the environment, and from the water resources, and from the public works. All of the stakeholders gather to be one, in that degree, and we do our part. Maybe if I can add one thing, I'm not sure if Mr. Gugun has already shared you the story that in front of the Kampung Tongkol and Kampung Krapuano, then there's a river. We called it Anak Kali Ciliwung. Ciliwung, you translate it in literally, Mr. Bosman? Anak Kali Ciliwung is like Ciliwung.
Branch of Ciliwung.
Branch of Ciliwung. It is, in our perspective, it is very, very beautiful. It's a very, very well developed by our water resource department in the province. As you can see, that some of my friends from outer Indonesia also, I showed them the video, the drone of the river from Kampung, and then they resemble it in the one of the river in Korea, if I'm not mistaken, Cheonggyecheong River or something. So I think the development in Kampung is really, really takes part of changing the cityscape, especially in the North Jakarta. And personally, as a government, we really hope that this micro scale can be adopted and adapt to be applied in the macro scale. But we have a lot of notes that even though it is a micro scale, we have a really, really big challenge there that we need to evaluate ourselves. And until now, it is still going on the process. So it is not some kind of, it is not finished yet. As you can see that we still redevelop how to do the success story in Kampung Tongkol to be applied in others kampung. As you can see that in Jakarta, not all kampung have same problem and same characteristic. There are more than 100 kampung in Jakarta, maybe 200, I'm not really sure. But all of those kampung or settlement, they represent their characteristic. Especially on Kampung Tongkol, I think there's a lot of success factor in that kampung because besides they have a really, really strong community, they I personally appreciate their strong bonding in their own kampung, and they have gained their knowledge in terms of government regulation. So it makes us easier to translate what do they want to do with their kampung. So I think, and we must acknowledge also that before DKI Jakarta, especially our unit, come into the assistance, there are already many stakeholders giving assistance also to the community, such as there's a University of Indonesia, and then maybe Mr. Gugun has already mentioned about the Urban Poor Consortium, and there's also we call it Jaringan Rakyat Miskin Kota, like urban network, city urban network and others. So actually the government of DKI Jakarta, we do like the small part what they have built, construct from the beginning. So I think this is a very, very big team work, and we are really, really looking forward to apply and imitate and adopt this kind of work scheme in other places. I think that's a quick answer for me. Thank you.
That's really interesting how you describe the different networks that are involved in making this initiative happen and how the government. So how do you, can you describe for us what does that meeting look like? For example, if the community members have come up with the idea that they want to execute such and such thing, and then would they consult with the engineers of the government? How does that process look like?
Yeah. So maybe the easiest way to describe the community action plan program is it consists of two kind of approach. The first approach is participatory planning. It's like a top down. Sorry, the top down is like a procedural planning. You know, when a consultant that they consist of multiple discipline experts, like from the architect, and then from the civil engineer, and then from the water engineer, and then there's also social experts, and there's an economical expert. We bind them in one contract of the consultant who, and before that we do a public bid in the system, and we receive many application, and government, of course, we do some selection, and then after we find the best, and then we have select the shortlist from the consultant. There goes the time frame. This is one of the biggest challenge for us, and also our biggest evaluation. That I mentioned before that the community action plan consists of two methods, two approach. The first is a top down, from top. It's like a participatory. For the what do you call procedural planning? Sorry, yeah. No, the first one is the top down.
Participatory planning.
Yeah, it's the first one is the procedural planning. It's like a conventional government work as a study case or something, and then it maps the bottom up planning. So the bottom up planning is like what do you call, Mrs. Helen, the participatory planning, yeah, and then the community development. So it is mixed at the middle. So it blends together, and so we do quite a long terms of back and forth meeting. We invite the community to have a discussion at our office, and then several times we come to their kampung to do these discussions. But one note here is when we do this public consultation, we do this planning, it is not only in Kampung Tongkol, but we also do this in almost 20 spots in North Jakarta. So Kampung Tongkol is one of the, what do we call RW, Mr. Bosman, Rukun Warga? What do you call RW? It's a community environment. That's
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood, yeah. So Kampung Tongkol is one neighborhood. In 2018, we do a study in 20 neighborhoods. So that is our note that in regards to lack of human resource in my unit, the government officials only not more than 3 or 4 people in my office to coordinate all those 20 community units in less than 4 months, only 4 months. So the duration is very short. Yeah, there is such a challenge, and we have gained a lot of inputs, critics, and we hope that in the upcoming program we will do this project in more long schedule, such as 8 months. So in 2021, we hope that we can start this community action plan in the March, and then we can finish it within maybe October. So this longer period is needed because, when we study people, it is not the same when we study a thing. When we study people, you need to like mingle with them. You need to know what is their intention, and then you need to understand how do they react one to each other. That's why one of our terms of reference in the community plan is all the consultants have to stay with the community at least 4 days. They must stay in. They must hire some house, and then they live in one of. So they know the cycle of the living community 24 hours. Oh, so this is what, because if you only do like the procedural planning, like the conventional, the business as usual, the consultant only come like in particular hours in a day or in a week. So you cannot get the holistic data of the community. So actually we still need to learn from our previous predecessor in other stakeholders to redevelop this community. I hope my answer is quite clear for all of you. Sorry, pardon my English.
I think Joseph would like to ask a question also.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
All right. Do you think this kind of development where we are putting communities in front in terms of initiatives, is it going to take Jakarta to another level in terms of development, like more like Singapore was from the reviews that I've looked at, the government wanted to develop a city that is environmentally friendly and copying from places like Singapore. Do you think this initiative will fit in the broader understanding of development in the mainstream sector? Because from the government perspective, this community, to them, it looked like an informal settlement. And now that you have accepted them, is this sustainable? Is it going to take Jakarta to another level? Is it going to also take, in terms of test of time, because I understand there was a political contract that was signed. What if the new person comes in and changes the approach? Are they guaranteed of their investment, even if the new governor comes in and says, we're not going to do this model, we're going to follow the conventional way of development?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Joseph, for your very good question. That first of all, our governor has shown us the concept of a city 4.0. Maybe you already hear this from the news, that our mindset of the government right now is city 4.0, that we, the government, as a collaborator, and we see the community, the citizens, as co-creators. That is our platform right now. So in that platform, we invite, as many as public participants, and then we give them more like opportunity to develop all of their wish and all of their ideas. And you have spot one very good question that about the political contract. What if the next governor has changed or something? Yeah, our what do you call Bapeda, Mr. Bosman? It's like the board of planning in our government. We have combined this program into a long-term program. So whoever the governor elected in the next period, they must continue this strong bind and then the strong commitment from the previous government. And I have been working in Jakarta government for more than 10 years actually. And what I see is, if the previous government, if the previous leader of the city, like the governor, they has a very good program, automatically it will sustain, and we will keep it. Have you ever heard about the Japanese people philosophy Kaizen? Kaizen is like you take the best of one concept, and then you take all of the best, and then you keep the not so important side. So we're hoping that this kind of a program can go on continuously, regardless who are the leader of the city, because right now, as the sustainable development goals have stated that in the near future, 2050 or something, all the population will be concentrated in the city, no matter who will be the leader of the government. That provision is inevitable. So I think right now the officials are really focusing on not only our leaders' vision, but also to the universal mission, that the universal in other big city, we face a same challenge that population will concentrate in the city. So now, how can we overcome that? That is, I think, what is more important. Rather than to overthinking of the political stuff and something like that. I think that's the answer, Mr. Joseph. I hope
Thank you very much.
verified for your
Yeah,
answer.
sure. Very explicit and clear. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
All right.
Thank you. You're all most welcome.
Okay. I
Yes,
understand.
next question.
All right. I understand. Like you said, you rightly supported the community. Were there any problems that the community and yourself faced as you tried to build up the momentum in terms of community initiative? I know theoretically you can say the communities came together and did 1, 2 things in the government, but was it easy? How was the process to bring together 2 different sectors, the government with their own understanding? Because now you can now talk about this because you saw the results, but before their initiative came on board, was there any tension between the community and yourself? Because conventionally, you would go the development way that is known. Any potential clashes, either verbally or otherwise, with the community?
Sorry, I think the connection is not so good. I'm sorry, Mr. Joseph. Maybe Mr. Bosman can. Sorry, your voice is. I'm sorry.
All right. I was.
Mr. Bosman,
Let me.
Try one more time, Joseph.
All right. Let me try. I'm saying.
Yes. Sorry.
All right. Before the government and the community worked together, were there any challenges that you faced as you try to build up this partnership? Because we understand that traditionally the government viewed this as wrong, but now that it's accepted at the formative stages, were there any challenges that you faced between the community and your office?
Oh, okay. I hope I'm getting your answer, your questions right. Did you say that the previous government do a wrong approach or something? No, right? I mean, like every government we have a different approach in certain way, and I think that's a common thing that leaders have their own ideas, but what we want to acknowledge now is the role of the community right now in this current government leader is they give a very our government give a very wide area, a very wide opportunity to the public to express themselves in terms of what do they want to do with their kampung, with their community. It is shown by the we invite them to have a meeting in our central government, in the head office, and I think in the previous government it also has been done, but maybe not in a repetitive way. But right now it is quite more repetitive, and me personally is quite happy for this because we really need to hear them, because we ourselves in our office we have we have other jobs that actually more make us busy in our working hour. But if we have this opportunity, we can hear from them directly. It is very good, a strong indication that the City 4.0 is really working on right now. But pardon me before Mr. Joseph, I don't know.
I think you have answered it properly. And then I can follow up that question in terms of we know the community might have started this, but capacity issues are always a challenge. For example, they are talking about septic tanks in as much as they have engaged the local architects, in what way is the government coming in to support them in terms of technical assistance? Because I know you've got standards in terms of septic tanks. In what way is the government coming in to support their initiatives, technical assistance and some trainings?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to underline that the things that we need to increase and enhance is our communication strategy. That is number one. We need to refine continuously, because sometimes if you have an idea in your head or in your community, you cannot directly, you pass it to the government, and then the government need to translate it into a regulations language.
Yes.
Sometimes they have a lot of ideas, but they have a very small they have a very small knowledge about these ideas. Will confront with these regulations. This idea needs to approve from the board of the Congress, something, and also vice versa. And our side, we have ideas to our people, but sometimes most of us, we don't understand what they really need.
Yes.
Sometimes like you want to give the best for the people, but the people don't need it. The people just want to be, I want to have a really green space and then a nice fountain, and it's enough. And then we want to give them like a big program. I think this is one thing that we need to scale up, like to match it. But I'm trying to elaborate to your question, Mr. Joseph. But I think I'm quite I'm finding what is the most suitable analogy in
I know I'm getting you.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm getting you. You're saying the government does have their own ideas, but you try as much as possible to fuse with the community so that you meet their expectations.
Yes.
The community ideas, sometimes they lack capacity, and you come in and you work together, you entangle each other.
Correct.
I get it. Thank you.
I think, yes, you're welcome. I think one of the most important keyword also is compromise.
Yes.
Both of our side need to compromise ourselves. Like we need to compromise about their needs, and also the community have to compromise about our rules and regulations.
Yes.
Because one of our problem now is like the in this rapid urbanization and others. Sometimes things happen more faster than our regulation. Such like whoever know about this online stuff, and then last year nobody know that there will be COVID in this year. Okay.
Yes.
COVID occurred, and the government is not ready about all of the infrastructure and regulation. It also happened in the community.
Yes.
What happened in their own what do they call in their own social being is quite quick also fast, and the regulations need to cater it. And I think that is one of the problem. And one thing that you mentioned about Singapore, I'm not really sure why do you compare Indonesia and Singapore, because personally we are not heading to be like a Singapore city like, because Jakarta is more diverse than the Singaporeans. Or maybe if I can resemble or compare in our neighborhood countries, more like in Malaysia, in Vietnam, Bangkok maybe, where we are come from multi national, multi-race. Okay, sorry. Sir, I am so sorry that the McDonald's has closed in 9 p.m.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, but it is such a great discussion. I really wanted to talk with you guys more often. Maybe Mr. Bosman can arrange another opportunity.
Yeah, sure.
Or Ambia. Ambia, I will just share your WhatsApp number with them. Is that okay?
Oh, okay. Yes. Of course. Okay. Feel free.
Great.
But please do pardon me if I have slow response. because there's hundreds of people texting me the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that is wonderful.
Mr. Bosman, is this possible to have this recording of the Zoom?
Yes,
Maybe
we will
Yeah,
send it to
sure, we
you.
will send it. Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. It's very lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ambia. Thank you for your
Thank you,
time.
You're most
Ambia.
welcome.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Ciao.
Hope to see you all. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys. So thank you.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, Bosman. I had a question, but I couldn't get time to ask the Ambia about it. Actually, one of the main reasons behind this project that they were implementing that big infrastructure with a 25-meter controlling monitoring road into side of the river was because of the flood mitigation. Is there any assessment by the government that they came to the conclusion that this 5-meter setback and also without widening of the river is enough for the flood mitigation?
Yes, I wanted to also ask this. Do you feel it the same?
Because they changed the design.
Yeah.
The approach that they go from the up to down and from the down to up, they embedded the design together, and they come to an agreement that instead of 25 meters, we will have the 5 meter of the two as a the monitoring road into side of the river, and instead of widening the road, we will restore the river. Did some analysis or some assessment that they reached to a conclusion that it is enough for the flood mitigation? Because the government was planning to implement this infrastructure just because of the flood mitigation in this area. I'm not sure if
I don't know how to answer your question, but I read one of the environmental impact assessments of another project, Ciliwung River normalization. I don't remember. I have the document, but I don't remember that document discussed like thoroughly about the width of the inspection road. They call it inspection road, the 5 meter, 15 meters. So a road on the edge of the river,
Yes.
right and left side of the river.
Yes.
But if we follow the story of Pak Didi this afternoon, one of his point was the road would be used as a way through which excavator move in to clean the river.
Yeah.
And the argument that was made by the Kampung Tongkol people was, we have amphibious excavator now, no need for inspection road. So actually they argue about this.
They said they will clean the river.
Yeah. Because what the government was planning, it was based on some design or some calculations, and they made some changes in design.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think we can say, would it be technically okay to say that because the government proposed that they should widen the river by 20 meters, it's not 25, 10 on each side, and as I understand it, the community did not widen the river at all.
Yeah.
They just set their own houses back by 5 meters.
Yes.
But they added vegetation on the bank.
Yes.
So maybe what the community is saying is that if you reinforce the river bank with vegetation instead of concretizing it, you don't need to widen the river that much because you're increasing the boundary layers between the water and the soil. Is this technically sound to say?
Yeah, I think so. We are talking, you can explain it through the lens of hydrological cycle kind of explanation. I think for me that makes sense, but we don't hear that technical language come out through Kampung Tongkol people.
Yeah.
But they have the concept what to do. Yeah.
So if they are telling us, like Didik told us today, that even when the presidential house is flooded, we are not flooded. So can we say that this is somehow proof of the fact that it's working, that their plan is somehow flood safe? What kind of environment impact assessment do you need?
But we need to go. Actually, Gugun also mentioned that in his presentation.
Yes.
There was no flooding since 2013 in Kampung Tongkol. I think he made that clear.
In 2013, that's before the
Yeah,
initiative.
before the initiative.
Yeah. And Pak Ambia also made it clear. There are so many kampungs in Jakarta with specific context, specific characteristic that all of those kampung need different treatment. No one single infrastructure that fits all of these kampungs. They need to be really varied in terms of the locality, following the locality, the character, the needs of specific kampungs. I think in this case, Tongkol community or Tongkol Lodan and Kerapu people, probably they sensed that chance and they went through that opening, all the way conceptualizing their own concept, inviting a lot of people to join their movement, like from university, from other NGOs and so on, and it grew up into, I think it's quite big movement. They managed to have political contract with the governor candidate. It's a big job in my view.
Yes.
Yeah. They snowball from that point, that opening.
Yes, they have changed the language of the government official completely.
Yes, they have changed it.
Yes. Today completely different.
Some YouTube.
I think you agree with me. In your own country, government would not speak like this, Ambia.
No, never.
Definitely.
So completely something is was changed by this initiative. Yes.
Even he was saying that we need to compromise. He was saying, we need to compromise our regulation, and they need to compromise their demand and needs so that we can come together. He was saying that is really interesting one.
Yeah, he sounds
but technically, sometimes it's not possible to compromise. I mean, regarding to this design, it is not possible when the government knows that this flood mitigation, the flood mitigation requires like a big river with a big weight. So why they compromise and why they change the design? They are risking the life of people.
But I think in that case, if that case happens, the one that need to do the compromise is the community, because he said compromise from the two sides.
Yes.
Not only from the government, but also from the community.
But at the end of the day, the government is responsible for this, not the community.
Agree. Agree.
But I need, this design, what is the efficient design? How much do you need to extend the river channel, etc.? These decisions are made on the basis of some situated knowledge.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
That is exactly what it is.
There is no hard and fast rule about it, So if something is working and something is not working, then that's what it is.
Yes.
Somebody did the river modeling.
Yeah.
IHE stuff.
It's such a random number, like 10 meters this side, 10 meters that side.
I don't remember, but probably you need to recheck again in that condensed environmental impact assessment in that website of World Bank. Probably it has something in it about that 5, 10, or 15 meters. I don't remember exactly, but probably it's a nice.
I read it once, but I will check it again.
You have the copy of the impact assessment. Anis, you have it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bosman.
It was really
so
great.
much.
Thank
It
you.
was
Thank you.
great.
We have got a lot. We need to compile it now.
Good luck for the course, for the report, and we keep in touch through email, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Bye.
Bye, Bosman. Okay.
Okay,
So-
guys. Finally.
Finally.
Yeah, the story is just changing. What's happening?
I can't.
Everyone's saying different things.
Everybody.
Everyone.
Who is saying different things?
See, today this Ambia said that the initiative, started in 2018, but the government said that it was started in the initiative was in 2015.
No, Anis. He
The
said
initiative began in
I was
2008.
listening for him.
Uh-huh.
Bugun says that the initiative started in 2015
Uh-huh.
Yes.
when the government threatened them. But now the guy that he told to us, he said that they started the community action plan. Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they started the design to work with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. The
So the initiative started in 2015.
the government said to the community that you can develop your action plan, right?
Yeah,
In
that
2018. That was
18.
2018.
Yes.
But that community already did some initiatives, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why after accomplishing a certain job, they
And
come
that was
to
illegal.
negotiate.
Yeah,
Eh?
right?
that was illegal. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
That
good.
was illegal.
Google says it
Yes, of course it was.
illegal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So between
But
2000
it was not directly, because it was say that this community has done something with friendly by creating a